Apparently Mike in the other chat said that you're listed for commentator on all of the runs except for Roger Rabbit, so I will...
Yeah, I told you so. I was like, well, I mean, I don't...
It's like, get out of here! It comes with Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Like, actually banned. But yeah, welcome back everybody. We're doing Bucky O'Hare, and to continue with the insanity of the last couple of runs, which was Ghosts and Demons, and then, I guess, very hard Bucky O'Hare. Or sorry, very hard Battle Kid. We're gonna do hard mode Bucky. So, to explain that really quickly before we start off, I actually should have showed that. You have, in normal Bucky, I guess like a very normal health bar. You can take a bunch of hits. In hard mode Bucky, you actually die in a hit. So this is an anti-piracy feature that the developers allowed access like via a password. So if you type in hard with an exclamation point, you too can play it. But in the past, I guess if you did, the game copying thing and you pirated video games, it would activate this hard feature and then you would literally just die in a hit. So the game is not supposed to be meant, I guess, to be played in like hard mode or beaten in hard mode. It changes how you play the game drastically. And there's a couple of sections that are just like downright miserable. So I think we're ready to go if you're ready again. And yeah, we'll just immediately start. So, and we'll start again because apparently I can't push the right button. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is the Japanese version. Between the Japanese and the North American version, they're basically the same game. You do save about 12 seconds, like 12 to 16 seconds, because there's one less cutscene in the Japanese version. Like there's like one less panel, and then all the text is faster. So other than that, all of the levels, all of everything is the same. So there's no differences between like the stage layouts or bosses or health or anything like that. That's sketchy already. So yeah, okay, apparently we're doing that section again. Everything, yes, everything kills you in a hit in hard mode. There's no exceptions to that. So everything literally becomes a one-hit KO. And what was kind of cool is, I've always been very curious. Like, I really wish that I could go back in time and like ask developers a question and stuff like that. Because a lot of the game, I wouldn't say trivial because it just changes how you have to do everything, right? But there are some sections, like, for specifically coming up here... What am I doing? We're not going to do that. Sorry, coming up here, there's, like, a laser section. And the laser section is kind of like the first instance of maybe the developers planned, around a hard mode. Because, like, going through here, I think most people can kind of weasel their way through hard mode. And then same here, like, this would be kind of annoying. All these rocks can kill you. But specifically the laser section, you might take, like an hour to get past that one screen. And casually it's not that bad, but there's kind of like screens like that peppered throughout hard mode that really make hard mode like inconvenient if you were a pirate trying to like play this game. But it kind of adds to like the fun of the speedrun because like here for example, I think this is like the first kind of like anti-piracy screen that they probably put in here. Whoops. They probably put in here to like, deter pirates from like beating this game or like trying to like steal it. And likewise, Cat can talk. Because like talking through this one is also still very hard for me because there's a lot of like small minor hesitations that you have to make and stuff. But
yeah, I mean this is first boss apparently, so he loves to throw rocks. Who doesn't love to throw rocks, right? So yeah. So yeah, he's got this like weird attack where he just like runs across the screen. You can, I guess the faster way is like 2 cycles.
Yeah, this one.
Okay, so this was the faster way. So yeah, thank you for the visual explanation of what I was trying to say. But yeah, Green Planet down, 400 now to go. Next one is red.
No man, blue.
Yes. Blue. Ah yeah, the iceberg.
Yeah. Literally the hardest part of hard mode is Blue Planet, arguably. Anyway.
Right. So yeah, ice physics, cause why not, right? Cause every gamer loves some good ice physics, and this game also has ice physics, so yeah, that's great. So yes, these are the noodles, the snacks that you need to kind of like ride over to kind of get to the other side of the screen, but they had their own quirks and things. I guess you can learn their patterns. I never learned their patterns, so I have no fucking clue how they work and why sometimes you just die and why you don't at also some other times. So I guess this screen is also like pattern based, so like enemies are always going to do the same thing, right? So you can basically just like learn your way through and try not to mess up, just like exactly here. And this is the iceberg. So yeah, this is the best part, probably of the entire game. Certainly best part of the screen or the stage as a whole. So not only is there this like flying toads just trying to brutally murder you by shooting their pew pew guns at you, but there's also this chopper guy flying over you, progressively dropping bombs on the iceberg, making it like smaller and smaller as you go. So you need to kind of dodge your way around these toads, and you also need to dodge your way around the platform that becomes increasingly small, like uncomfortably so. So yeah, this is going kind of smooth.
First try iceberg, I will always say. Like that is without any exaggeration probably the hardest screen in hard mode. Like it is. And it's so hard to do that without dying or death looping there, so that's probably, like, we'll take that.
Mike, we see what you did there. We do not appreciate it.
I don't, so judge him extra for me.
I'm judging so hard right now.
Okay, thank you. Oh god.
Karma instantaneously. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
we're not judging anymore, it's okay.
So we'll try for Alex's marathon. There's a 1 frame window that's stupid here. You can despawn this guy, so we're gonna try for you, Alex. Ready? Oh, we got it! Completely pointless.
So this is yes, but it's cool because you become instantly bugged apparently, and you also escape an enemy. This is the sewer croc. We like this guy. We don't actually. It's a stupid person just like shooting missiles in a sewer. It's like who the fuck does it, right? So yeah, he does 2 things. He just shoots missiles, much like I said before, and he raises the pavement. And he raises the pavement uncomfortably close to the spikes. This is too fast. Like I need to speak. That's right. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass because like how many hits do you need to land? Like 100 and however many?
160. Each bullet is 1 damage.
160. Yeah, that's great. Like, do you like mashing? Cool. And then play this game. It's fantastic. So yeah, this is Red Planet. I don't like this planet. I do not appreciate what this planet has to bring forth. Not a fan, but this first section you just like go through these things, like try not to get hit by flying lava and exploding lava. But we will see, I guess, for the first time here, this like Jenny person that apparently is OP like for the bosses coming up. Because, oh, by the way, the lore of this game is, well, your entire space crew gets kidnapped by like aliens, because it's always aliens, right?
It is. Yeah.
It is always aliens, yeah. And you need to go through the entire game just like catching them back. Like you need to just like grab them back and save them. And then once the crew is finally all together yet again, like they get kidnapped again. And it's like, is it like a pattern? Like, are you trying to tell me something? Like, if you just want out of the crew, just go. Like, nobody's keeping you here, right? But yeah, we saved this Blinky guy, which is a small dude, which is like very effective in just like smaller corners or smaller sections. And that Jenny person who we will see very often actually during basically every boss fight coming up, because she's got this like ball attack thing, which is like insane damage per frame.
It's always aliens, it's always balls.
It's always aliens and balls, like you cannot go wrong with either, so we will just like pay attention to the important things in life. So yeah, Jenny's attack OP, because again, not easy. See, it's about balls, but like sometimes balls are not easy to control, and in this case, I think it's one of those instances. But we will see in a second. This is a death skip, which is so hard to say in English. But apparently, if your corpse bumps into the end of a screen transition for however many frames, that's however many screens you skip ahead. And we're just basically literally at the boss, and just like that, the boss is down. Because Jenny is fundamentally OP. So thank you, Jenny, for your precious contribution to the team. We appreciate your service. And now we have the duck. However, what's the name of this guy?
Deadeye.
Deadeye. Okay. It's not the
Deadeye
duck, it's Deadeye. Deadeye the duck.
No, Deadeye
one of
duck.
these.
He does. Oh shit. He
Deadeye
doesn't have-
duck.
Deadeye the duck. just Deadeye duck.
Deadeye duck. Okay.
Yeah.
Rolls off your tongue.
It's alliteration.
It is, yes. We don't appreciate that. But yeah, Yellow Planet, this is a very tricky section because this earthworms, I guess, like can spawn in numbers and sometimes too many, so it's hard to kind of like gauge them. This is a pretty tricky screen. There's a lot of things flying at you at the same time, and you kind of need to be very careful what you're shooting at and how you're jumping. But we made it look very easy, and it's fucking not. So yeah, coming up, there's another death skip right about here. Planet in the face, and our corpse touches the screen, and suddenly we're not at the bus again.
No, I fucked that up.
Yeah, this is a weird, bad position. I can also tell, and I don't know shit about this game.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was literally
You
too
need-
far over.
Yeah, you need to position yourself in the screen in this like very specific spot, because all the things that this guy shoots will come at you, but like you can kind of dodge them if you're right here, right? So yeah.
Yeah,
Just
like
like
that
is also
line
gone.
where her foot is, if you're like stepping over that line, you're immediately gonna get killed after
Exactly.
like basically the
Yeah.
second shot, and there's nothing that you can do about it. You're gonna be
Yeah.
trapped in her like attack. So
Yeah. No, it needs to be just right. And this is Willie?
yeah, we save Willie, and then he
Yes.
immediately gets captured again. So it's like
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
A lot of efforts for nothing.
yeah, the original prototype probably didn't have you capture all of the save all of the guys on all of the planets.
Mhm.
There's like some weird, I guess, like prototype pictures from I think it was like a European magazine, and you were in Red Planet, Deadeye. So like you could control the duck in the Red Planet. So I think very late in development they kind of maybe assigned like each character to one planet or something like that.
Right.
But then I don't think it was supposed to be like that. And that's why we apparently get kidnapped twice in this game, which is kind of silly.
Yeah, it kind of is, honestly. Kind of questionable lore. But yeah, so not only do you have to go back and just like save your people once again, but now they're also turning against you because apparently they got brainwashed by aliens somehow. So now they hate you, and we have to fight them. So yeah, it's a great story. I'm not exactly sure what the ultimate. Okay, that kills you.
Yeah, so it's like a 3-frame jump to go through the laser, but of course we're gonna die there. You have to jump to the top of the laser. The bottom part of the laser has. Oh my goodness! The bottom of the laser has like the hitbox. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Success.
Success indeed. So yeah, since we lost Jenny and we're trying to catch her back, like we need to go back to mashing and furiously so. Because there's a lot of hit that this person takes, so it's a mesh fest.
The funny thing
So, yeah.
is, like, if Jenny didn't exist, this would be a terrible, terrible speedrun because
Awful,
the
yeah,
fastest way that you can kill bosses if you don't have Jenny is mashing.
exactly. Imagine that.
But once you have Jenny, like, her DPS, I think it's like either 1 or 3 damage, I never remember, like, per second. Or not per second, like, per frame on the ball.
Yeah,
So there's no way that you cannot match that.
no.
But yeah, if she didn't exist, this would be, like, What?!
What the fuck was that?
Okay, that was kind of a weird death. Apparently the block just didn't exist, so okay, I guess.
Okay.
That one I don't agree with, Gabe. Okay, it exists that time, sure.
But yeah, this is again another section where apparently we go through to save Willie again. Again. So yeah.
Imagine being Willie in this game, or like, You literally save him, and then he immediately gets kidnapped again, and then he immediately turns on you again. Like, Willie's kind of an asshole if you think about it.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I'm your friend.
It's like... building.
No, you're not our friend. Get out of here.
This section is a pain. There's all these, again, flying platforms, depending on, again, the direction that they indicated you need to step onto. And very precisely you had to go through them and learn where they go and how they... It's hard. Like, when I was forced into learning the normal mode for this game anyway, like, it's one of the most painful sections, I think, to go through.
Yeah, it's worth noting too that one particular section, like we were talking about, Callum originally has the record. He's had the record in this game for like 10 years. It's insane.
Yeah.
And running hard mode, I did get a run that had 0 deaths and it took 2nd place. The only place that Callum died in his record was that room.
Yeah, no kidding.
Everything else about his run was like so perfect and flawless, but it was just that one section he died. But he misread, I guess, like part of the global, because like you can run in and just jump and you'll be on that block.
Right.
But he jumped and the block wasn't there, so he was either too fast or too slow getting there. Yeah, I would literally say that's one of the trickier rooms too.
No, for sure. It's hard to read. So yeah, elevator section. For the first half of the section, you saw Dave position himself like in a very specific spot because you want to get the pixel, which allows you to basically go through the first half of the section easily because you don't have to move, you just have to shoot whatever is above you to make room for your giant head, rabbit, alien head or whatever. But again, if you find the spot, it's actually easy because you don't have to run around and destroy a bunch of things to stay alive. Second part, I guess, not as tricky. You just have to, like go through the spikes and not get hit by these flying things, toads. But we're at the top. Now the last folk to recuperate.
This is the only screen that you have control after a boss fight. And the game has a really weird quirk where, like, let's say you're Bucky, right? Like, the game will remember you're Bucky going into the next screen. And you can technically do that on every single boss fight, but every other boss fight, you lose control immediately after killing the boss. And that actually matters here because the next screen you need to switch immediately to Willy, but because there's kind of like this weird spot here that allows us to switch ahead of time, the game actually remembers like, oh, okay, you were Willy, so you start off this screen with Willy. And that's actually very intentional. It's kind of like switch to Willy at the end of that particular boss fight, because otherwise, like, Willy does nothing in that boss fight. But it's kind of weird that it's like that.
Yeah, I guess they forgot.
Well, Deadeye probably says, like, you saved us from Willy again. It's like... So... I guess it's just that one extra dialogue box before you lose control that allowed for that.
So yeah, as you can see, this section is full of bugs, which is great and doesn't suck at all. But it's tricky to go through because some of them hide behind the screen and you cannot see them. And this is the best part because there's this pride thing, which is brain slugs, which will eat your brain literally, and enlarge as far as they go, eating your brain, which is kind of funny. They have a very cute sprite actually. Nice faceplant.
Thank you. Yeah, these two rooms back to back are also, in my opinion, like some of the hardest rooms back to back, because there's a one cycle that you can do on this room that's actually very tricky. And then on top of that too, the previous room to go through it without stopping and like switching all the characters is also kind of hard. But yeah, this laser is kind of tricky as well. Like, you have to shoot it a lot later than you think that you would because it has to hit the guy that's not spawning on screen yet. It's like walk through and hit both of those and then make this one cycle. It's one of the harder screens for sure, I think, also in the game. But usually you die doing, you know, like the one cycle thing. You don't just jump into the pit. So.
Right. So this section particularly tricky. You can actually maintain your acceleration if you're good at the game, which apparently you're not. So look at that, look at that. You can actually just like do it a little bit more smoother than that, but it was pretty good overall.
Yeah, like 80% good there.
80% good, yeah, I think that's a fair estimate. Johnny is saving the day as usual.
Hey Shadow Ranger, this is Bucky O'Hare. We're running it for a marathon in Alex's channel if you click on the title. Not used to people coming on the other channel. Yeah, welcome. So Magma is one of the hardest, I think, levels. It might be the hardest level. I think in normal. I think Escape is still harder in hard mode, but
for sure, yeah.
In normal, this is easily, I think, like the hardest level, just because there's so much stuff that happens in this level in terms of the speedrun.
Yeah. No, and I think that's the thing that gets you is like the variety of like hurdles that you kind of have to.
Why the fuck was I blinky?
Ah, that was a great jump.
Yeah, dude, I don't know why I swapped the blinky there. That was like actual. We'll blame it on the shingles, maybe. I don't know.
Sure. Blame everything on the shingles.
Everything, yeah. I think she does. PETA. Okay. Okay, there we go. I meant to be Bucky here, so at no point in time you're supposed to be blinky on this screen, like.
Yeah, you don't need them.
No. So I'm not sure why Blinky made an appearance there, but he did, and we have to live with it. So. Woo!
Wow.
That was awkward.
Yep.
This is the only screen in hard mode that you lose time compared to normal. Normal, you can damage boost through all of these guys. Obviously, hard mode, you have to jump over them and charge every single time. Everything else about hard mode is faster, but not that one screen. Or I should say a lot of screens anyway. It's potentially faster, depending on the screen.
These rotating screens are annoying at best, honestly. But yeah, you basically have to position yourself like in very specific spots each time that there's a rotation so that you can actually just like get out of the screen and onto the next one. But because like otherwise you will just like keep on rotating as the screen rotates with you, which is not good. But I think like from a casual standpoint anyway, it takes you a little bit to figure them out.
Yeah, no, they're definitely not like intuitive at all.
Yeah. The screen is amazing because there's these like flying monkey looking things which used to be like as random as they get, but apparently now we figured out that there's like ways to trigger them.
No, they're still extremely random, but you have to be...
You can manipulate them somehow?
Yeah, like they're based on your position, so...
Yeah.
What's up, Traz and Raiders? But yeah, this section is really stupid too, because it's on a global, like a stage timer.
Yep.
Oh god, why did I do that? Bucky, save us! Okay. That was not how you're supposed to start that fight.
No.
You're actually supposed to use Willy. Which is kind of funny. Like, the only time that you use Willy.
The only time that you need it. Exactly, yeah.
No. Alright, so I guess we're gonna do that anyway.
So yeah, tricky boss because there's not exactly like a safe spot that you can stand on, like aside from the very first part of the fight anyway into this like corner. But like everything that flies at you right here is like of course like deadly as soon as you get hit. But you want to be fast and just like taking care of this guy because all these projectiles that just like spread across the screen will hurt you.
Yeah, the
If you take more time,
downside
then
to this boss too is the boss is on like a stage timer, so you can literally,
exactly, yeah.
if you get here perfectly, you're not gonna have to deal with a lot of RNG.
Yeah,
But the downside is if you die or something like that, then it's going to be extremely awkward because the high shots that the boss shoots, you're safe from standing in that corner, but any other shot you have to move. So
yeah.
yeah, this is escape. This is probably, I think, the hardest part in my opinion when it comes to hard mode.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny, like the night and day difference, because how you could do escape in normal mode, and if you have a health bar that you can take hits, like it's actually very free. If you count the hearts in this level, there's like something ridiculous, like 15 hearts, like those things. They raise your health meter and they also recover your health to full. So it's really hard to like lose health without instantly dying on this level. And you're always in a situation until the final boss, or the second final boss I should say, with the ship, that you can always recover your health. So even if you game over, like there's a ridiculous amount of health. Like they really wanted you to be okay. So like there's already 2 hearts there. I don't know how many hearts there actually is here. You see like there's 3, right? And there's so many on the screen. But this particular spot right here is always dicey. Okay, bad. You can do the talking thing again. So
Sure. I guess honestly, like that's probably like the trickier part, like the first half of, oh not the first half, but just like the first section of this like escape sequence. It's like I remember how you kind of a hard time going through it, and everything else is like for the most part just like mini bosses in a sequence. So, but this again escape section where you're just like flying across all these you know like areas with enemies coming at you is definitely the harder one. So you need to be very mindful of, again, of course, like the pattern. At least like the patterns are fixed, so you can kind of just like memorize them, but it's still very tricky to just kind of like go through it efficiently. So this is like one of the the first mini boss of the final sequence anyway. You can kind of glitch it and make double damage to these platforms that it is attached to, which of course like makes it much faster to kill it. And then once you get rid of these platforms, the head at the center that is like shooting all these things will start flying across the screen. Like, again, it's crazy. And you need to be mindful of the fact that there's always going to be, 3 bullets on screen at a time. So you kind of know with your peripheral, if you pay attention, when the next bullet is going to spawn. But you have no fucking clue where it's going to spawn and in which direction. So that makes it extremely, extremely hard to react to and actually just like survive.
yeah, this boss on hard mode is hard.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest bosses I think in the game on hard mode, but it's funny, the normal mode variant, you just damage boost the entire time, and then that's it. Like you don't have to do anything in that boss fight other than not take a hit before it separates. But like
Exactly.
not getting hit is legitimately very hard because there's like an RNG factor there too. When the head splits apart, it can go up or down.
Yeah.
And it just changes the entire boss fight and how you have to react to everything. But it's tricky on hard mode to not die there. And I will absolutely shut up here. This is impossible.
Sure. So yeah, this is like, again, the second mini boss of the last sequence. So mini ship. There's like a series of attacks that this guy is going to go and a series of phases they have to go through. There's these like 4 turrets shooting at you. Ideally you want to kill at the very least like 2 of them. Because of course if you had to come back to it, you will cycle through and you will find yourself in a bad position. You can glitch it as well if you put yourself in a very specific, not like that, yeah, that's not how you want to glitch it. But if you position yourself on a very specific like spot on the x-axis, which is usually like you can kind of check it with the numbers of your score anyway, or that's how I learned it. So maybe there's like a better way to do that, but I kind of do it like that. But yeah, if you position yourself very specifically at the very spot on that part of the screen, you can kind of just like alternate your shots with the laser that this guy is going to shoot at you. And you can basically just like make double damage, and you will see double damage, I guess just like increased damage. But you can see like a visual feedback of that is the blinking of the ship itself, because if it keeps blinking red continuously, that's how you know that you actually got it. Yeah, it's a little hard to set up specifically because you have to be mindful to so many things. It's actually insane. There's like lasers, projectiles, you. Like it's a whole lot of things at the same time.
Yeah, the window to set it up is 2 pixels.
Yeah.
So it's a very small window.
Correct.
But it also, like, the part that's a little bit hard on hard mode too, because it's, again, super free on easy, or like normal. But the hard part on hard mode is this first shot right here. Like, after you're done this section, there's a shot that always spawns here. This shot is random. So how this shot happens determines how you set up the rest of this fight. So the last couple of times, like this time, it's okay. But I didn't really get the position that I wanted. I did actually, sorry, I take that back. Oh, that's so close. But yeah, depending on that particular shot, it changes how you set up for the boss kill. So we're probably gonna see 2 cycles here unless I die again, but I got really unlucky, like legitimately so, with that shot kind of messing up the setup there. But it's like there's nothing that you can do in hard mode. Sometimes you just get like a really bad pattern. And not dying I could have done, but yeah, the setup for it was scuffed the first 2 times because of that shot. And you still have to be careful as this like literally goes around, right? Because this shot right here can still kill you. Like there are certain shots where it just like spawns right in the corner and immediately shoots you like that, like see. So yeah, based on, oh my god, see, again, based on that. So yeah, he was like a couple shots away from being dead, of course.
Yeah. And it's funny because the ship is still active as it dies, so you can do the whole quick heal thing, and it's like, yeah, I made it, and then you're dead because you were standing in the center of the screen, and I had that happen.
Yeah, no, it's actually completely possible to die there. It's also completely possible to die when this guy's like ship falls apart too. So that's something else you have to be mindful of.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the very last guy, and there's fire, of course, just like chasing after you, making it very tight as far as you go. You want to alternate between Willy and Bucky specifically, because Bucky has this like back shot, and Willy has the most powerful shot, but it's only like from the front. It was pretty smooth.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So we'll take that 2. That wasn't too bad considering everything that could go wrong in this. But thank you, Kat and Mike. We turned into Luca there. I'm sorry. And Peta, Asplins, Nico, Angel Ibsen. Thanks, Alex. Guilty Slug and Canadian Nick. I like how Nico put G. Nico understands, like.
Your run was mid.
Yeah, he knows we could be better. I'm sorry for disappointing you, Nico. Yeah, we have one last one, which is Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, best at last, for sure.
Absolutely. So, if you want to throw it back again to the intermission screen, I will set that up too, because I need to plug in that second controller again and make sure that it's like right for inputs.